platform for excellence in CSR.
Become very, very important, and especially after the 2% compulsory rule. And IOD is really giving us a platform to exchange views and to learn from each other.
The Institute of Directors returns with the 11th International Conference on Corporate Social Responsibility and the presentation of the Golden Peacock Awards.
Onus is on us to bring the society together, to bind the society together, to give that progressive outlook. We should make it the difference that CSR with the heart.
This weekend on Times Now.
The Institute of Directors India returned with the 11th International Conference on Corporate Social Responsibility.
How do you function?
With the theme Embedding CSR in Corporate Strategy for Responsible Growth, the conference provided a path-breaking platform to interact with Indian heavyweights and CSR professionals from around the world.
We have bigger scope to bring in sustainability.
Through discussions, case study presentations and product showcases, strategy and innovation in CSR became the focal point of the conference.
Today, corporate social responsibility, this is the 11th conference that IOD is holding. CSR is an enlightened self-interest. There is no longer whether or not, but how. It's a new game changer. This conference provides an excellent platform for rich deliberations, for market-driven solutions to embed CSR into the corporate DNA and make CSR an actionable agenda. Thank you very much.
I'm indeed delighted to be with all of you this morning at this conference. The subject, Embedding CSR in Corporate Strategy for Responsible Growth, is absolutely apt. It is the call of the times. Kudos to the IOD team for always choosing thought-provoking issues. With the passing of the Companies Act on Corporate Social Responsibility, the whole scenario has undergone a phenomenal transformation. The mandatory 2% CSR spend has been a shot in the arm. Earlier, the approaches to CSR had been extremely fragmented. There was no linkage to business or strategy. In the recent past, most corporates have CSR principles ingrained into their business principles, both out of compulsion and conviction. Increasingly, organizations realize that CSR is a great opportunity. It's a competitive advantage. The reputational lever, the talent pool, consumer goodwill, and the immense pride that shareholders and investors take in engaging with companies that makes a difference to the lives of the marginalized are among its most obvious outcomes. It is all about channelizing the efforts, about thinking beyond themselves. Thank you.
It is a proud privilege for me this morning to be here, to participate. Theme, Embedding CSR in Corporate Strategy of Responsible Growth. As far as the CSR activities are concerned, some industries feel as if this is a burden on them. That feeling should not come. Please understand, after 70 years of independence, still there are important issues which we have not been able to answer fully. Maybe the illiteracy, maybe the healthcare, maybe the infrastructure. So I think corporate India has to supplement the government efforts. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka.
Investing on knowledge capital, investing on institutions of higher learning. And in India, as it stands today, most of the impact which will be felt if government policies are properly framed, etc., properly implemented. And for that, we need the benefit of think tanks which can think about these issues, discuss and advise government on in an interdisciplinary way. There are a large number of think tanks. Thank you very much.
Today's topic of corporate social responsibility, this is also quite appropriate when the new Companies Act has made it mandatory for certain companies with profit to invest 2% of its profit on this important social activity. I once again thank the Institute of Directors for organizing this in Bangalore. Thank you very much.
It was voluntary, and suddenly after 2013 Companies Act, it has become mandatory. The only social virtue of any business should be to profit. But what is ironical, of where I am standing today and what you are standing today, and why this conclave is so relevant, is when he goes on to say, as a policy, that anybody who talks about social practices or social projects in a private sector, in your company, should be the first one to be fired. This is one concept, right? This is what we tell B school people. And then they come out, and then suddenly the debate starts. Is it compliance? Is it voluntary? Is it mandatory? How do you function in a corporate social responsibility space? So look what you do. You train people to think on a direction, and then the moment they come into job, you try to undo all that training. This dichotomy has to move out. Thank you very much, and I wish you all the best and wish the conference all the best. Thank you.
India is in the right trend today. We have to recognize our market liberalization is one aspect. Today, our policy reorganizations towards renewables is in the right direction, mind you. Our impending challenge to bring in sustainability in terms of economic momentum is a telling story. Leave alone the demographic dividend. Average age, as everyone has mentioned, is younger populations. It's less than 25. 65% of the populations, if you look at it, by 2020 is less than 25. Average age becomes 23. And China is 38. And the rest of the countries you can interpret in econometric terms. We have bigger scope to rationalize. We have bigger scope to bring in sustainability as long as we recognize our value systems is acceptable, measurable, manageable, and we are cautiously optimistic about it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your kind attention.
I think IoT has a very influential and a very significant role in this overall, movement that is happening here. Over the last 2 years, 3 years since the Act has come, the legislation has come into play. IoT has been educating, building awareness, not only at the corporate management level, but also at the board level.
IoT works with the directors, and these are the stakeholders and the key decision makers in every organization while they prepare their CSR strategy and when they start working on implementation of any CSR.
This model is unique. It can be a case study. Like social responsibility, we have incorporated in our leadership studies in the institutions, and there is an organization within the institutions that's run by the students. It has a CEO, it's a deputy CEO, it has a director of finance, it has a council of directors by the students itself. We fund them, the trust funds it, and they undertake different activities across India. So that's the beauty, and it's more of inculcating the value of the responsibility and value of accommodating others, which is the basics and the primordial value of human being.
Post the sessions, it was time to present the renowned Golden Peacock Awards.
Golden Peacock Award, instituted by the Institute of Directors India, recognizes corporate excellence in CSR as well as in the people area through the HR Excellence Award, along with overall corporate excellence. Let me commend the IOD for these excellent initiatives which have been instrumental in raising the level of corporate performance in a holistic manner. The engagement of corporate houses towards making a meaningful difference to the lives of the underprivileged is indeed gratifying. It is also very necessary, and many of you must be aware of the Sustainable Development Goals adopted a year ago. The major goals have the potential to work towards putting an end to extreme poverty. That said, I'm so delighted to mention that these Golden Peacock Awards have become aspirational. IOD is indeed privileged to have an excellent jury and robust processes-driven mechanisms.
Thank you, Srimati Rashri Birla ji. We extend a very warm welcome again to Shri Shri Ravi Shankar ji, the honored chief guest today.
IOD has been doing this noble act of honoring, recognizing people who are into CSR and companies who are in for quite some time now. This honor that is being done in this platform here is recognizing the wonderful work, and of course you don't need the award because you're already doing it, but it is the job of a civilized, as I said, civilized society to recognize your wonderful jobs that you do, your great jobs that you do. Humanism is a speciality in this country. Let us not let it go. Let us not leave it, as a part of history. We should continue that humanism, the kind-heartedness. Otherwise, CSR activities happening all over the world. We should make the CSR with a difference, that CSR with a heart, CSR with a human touch. With these words, I congratulate all the award winners. Thank you.
Golden Peacock Awards have created a benchmark for honoring change agents worldwide. The first award to be presented was the Golden Peacock Lifetime Achievement Award.
For leadership in social service goes to Dr. Bindeshwar Pathak ji.
I feel proud and privileged that the Golden Peacock Award has given to me as a Lifetime Achievement Award. I am fortunate to receive this award from the hand of a soul which seldom comes on this earth, and Gurudev ji is one of them. I am a follower of Gandhi, and Gandhi used to say, 1 ounce of action is more important than tons of knowledge. Gandhi had a wish to restore the human rights and dignity of untouchables. And this award also refers that. So I have also totally, with non-violence, I have changed the history of India. I have fulfilled the dreams of Mahatma Gandhi. इस बात को स्वच्छ भारत बनाने का जो प्रधानमंत्री का सपना है पूरा करने का प्रयास कीजिए. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. बहुत धन्यवाद.
The Global Peacock for in the sector financial sector banking goes to Doha Bank, Qatar. sector in automobiles, the Golden Peacock Award goes to Mahindra & Mahindra Limited from Bombay. Mr. Sunil Singh, Vice President CSR, is here. Gujarat Narmada Valley Fertilizers and Chemicals Limited, Baruch. In the sector Chemicals and Fertilizers, Dr. Rajiv Kumar Gupta. He is the Senior Civil Servant, Gujarat, Principal Secretary, Government of Gujarat, and Managing Director is here to receive the award. Panasonic India Private Limited, Gurgaon, in the sector Electronics. Ms. Radhika Kalia, Associate Director, Corporate Affairs, is here to receive the award. The next award goes to Canara HSBC OBC Life Insurance Company Limited, Gurgaon, in the sector Insurance. Next winner is HPCL Mittal Energy Noida in the sector Oil Refinery. Mr. K.K. Srivastava, General Manager Projects, is here to receive the award. The next winner is Axon Nobel India Limited, Gurgaon, in the sector Paints. Mr. Raj Kapoor, Board Member and Chairman, CSR Committee, is here to receive the award. The next winner is NTPC Limited, New Delhi, in the sector Power. Mr. D.K. Sood, Executive Director, CSR, is here to receive the award in person. Idea Cellular Limited, Bombay, in the sector Telecommunications, Dr. Pragnya Ram, Group Executive President, Corporate Communications and CSR. She wins the award on merits and not as an associate of Rajshri Birla ji. The next winner is Adani Ports and Special Economic Zone, Ahmedabad, in the sector Transportation Ports. Captain Umesh Abhyankar, Joint President, is here to receive the award. The next winner is IL&FS Transportation Network Limited, Bombay, in the sector Transportation Roadways. Mr. K. Ramchand, Managing Director, is here to receive the award. Now we announce the Golden Peacock Awards for HR Excellence. The first winner is Hero Moto Corporation Limited, New Delhi. In the sector Automobiles, Mr. Sanjay Jorapur, CHRO, is here to receive the award. Next winner is Gabriel India Limited, Parvanu. In the sector Automobiles Ancillary, Manoj Kolatkar, the Managing Director, is himself here with his team. The next winner is Accenture Services Private Limited, Bangalore. The next winner is BHEL Limited, New Delhi, Sector Engineering. The next winner is Union Bank of India, Bombay, in the financial sector, that is banking, Mr. R.R. Mohanty. Next winner is Reliance Infrastructure Limited, New Bombay, in the sector infrastructure. The next is Bharat Aluminium Company Limited, Koba, in the sector mining and metallurgy. Next, Transmission Corporation of Andhra Pradesh, Hyderabad, in the sector power, Mr. K. Vijayanand, CMD, is himself here to receive the award.
This is our second year of association with IOD, and this is an interesting platform wherein we get to interact with the key stakeholders of this ecosystem. There are various corporates and donors who are giving money to the not-for-profits and social enterprises to actually do good. And we, being a technology platform trying to bring in the donors, the corporates and the not-for-profits together, this is an ideal platform for us to have our presence.
CSR can really help NGOs grow sustainably, because many times NGOs come up with great ideas, but they are not able to scale up. But CSR, especially the mandated CSR in our country, will help NGOs grow sustainably. Sustainable growth is the most important thing to bring any transformative change.
We feel so very nice that the group has been recognized for this special award, and Gabriel, which is the flagship company, has got this award. This plant, Parvanu, which qualified for this award, has a very special thing in the sense 50% of our workforce working on the shop floor are women, so that really goes a lot in our foray into empowering women.
IOD is a very great platform, and it is headed by a very distinguished jury. So these awards are very transparent and based on merit, and they organize things in a very meticulous way. They invite applications, they require you to give all kinds of proof of whatever you have done. So I personally feel that this award is a benchmark of corporate governance.